To optimize your camera for taking pictures of people in a landscape, I recommend setting the aperture priority mode, setting the flash, in which case you'll want to know about flash exposure compensation. You might need to set the ISO, and as always, you'll want to set a proper white balance. Let's go ahead and get started by setting the camera's aperture priority mode. Turn the camera's mode dial to AV. This stands for aperture value and allows you to set the proper aperture while the camera automatically sets a shutter speed that will result in a well-exposed image. The aperture setting is displayed right down here. You can use the camera's front dial to adjust this setting. In this case, since you want both the subject and the landscape in focus, you can use a small aperture setting. So use the front dial to adjust this to the small setting, such as f5.6 or f8. Anything in that area should be just fine. The best setting really depends on how much light is in your scene. If you have slightly less light, you can choose a slightly wider aperture, such as f5.6, and if you're outdoors on a very bright sunny day, f8 will be just fine, and we'll be able to get everything in focus from the subject to the background. Now let's go ahead and set the flash. Pop the flash by using the flash switch right here. With the flash popped, you still need to press the flash button right here, or the right navigation button, to access the flash function, and then use the control dial to choose flash on. Then go ahead and press set, or give it a second to go away. With the flash forced on, you know it's going to fire. The reason you might want to use the flash is to eliminate some of the shadows on your subject's face, especially if it's a sunny day. Depending on how far away your subject is from the camera, you might need to increase or decrease the flash strength. Go ahead and press the function button right here to access the function menu. Then use the up and down navigation buttons to access the flash exposure compensation function right there. Then use the control dial to adjust this setting. At first, I recommend sticking to 0 and taking a quick picture just to see if the flash strength needs to be increased or decreased. Set this then accordingly and press set to escape. Now let's go ahead and set the proper ISO. Press the ISO or up navigation button right here and use the control dial to adjust this setting. At first, go ahead and stick to auto ISO. That'll do a pretty good job of setting the appropriate ISO for you, unless you're in a very low light situation, in which case you might want to check out the night portrait scene instead. I'll stick to auto ISO and then press set to escape. Now for the proper white balance. Go ahead and press the function button again to access the function menu, and use the up and down navigation buttons to access the white balance function right there. Use the control dial to adjust this accordingly. If you're outdoors, choose daylight, or if you want to warm up the tones in your image a bit, you can choose cloudy. Then go ahead and press set to escape. Now you're ready to take your shot. Place the focusing square over the subject. Press the shutter button halfway to lock focus. Now you can recompose so the subject is off to the side, not in the center of the screen. Then, press the shutter button the rest of the way to take the shot.